Just doing this video as a quick noise comparison. Right now I'm running 3 window AC units at 60. They're all inverter units. They don't use a lot of power. So this is just the inverter output fan. I'm just going to be quiet. This is the Nature's generator transfer switch. So the inverter's on. I'll go ahead and switch these back to line. So like this. Alright, so that should go to nothing. So I'll turn the AC inverter off. We'll let it sit. You can listen. Oh, I forgot this guy's on. Let me unplug this guy as well. So that's kind of the noise it makes when it turns off. Kind of ramps the fans up. So I'll just turn the AC inverter on. So it's got a few little switch noises. Pretty mild. It's the intake over here. So I'll go ahead and give it some load so you get an idea of what that's like. So that right there, that's the fun noise it makes when it hits about 46, 47 on the inverter temperature. I did have a e3600 before that I did end up sending back because that noise was far higher pitch and it kept going instead of stopping. You can kind of hear it grinding a little bit. The phone camera obviously will enhance whatever audio's around it because smartphones are made like that. But I'll just be quiet and let you hear it from, you know, the normal distance you'd be at. I don't think it's gonna be much louder than that, but when you are doing a lot of solar charging or AC charging, it's a completely different set of fans. So I'll plug in my solar here, and it should be 1500, 2000 watts, and I'll let you hear that. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Okay. So you can see there is kind of a higher pitch rotating noise. I can see how that'd be annoying for some people. I keep this in the shed. I did have this system in my bedroom for a while. That's why I ended up returning my first 3600. My first 3600 did this noise, but it was far worse, and it kept going higher pitch. I did start researching the actual fans in the system, and it does seem like you could potentially replace them. If there is a way to replace them with like Noctua fans or something that's really quiet, I probably would try and attempt it, because it would be nice to be really quiet, but also I don't want it to overheat. So it's only about 70 out today, maybe 68 here in Florida. So I prepped my shed to be ready for summer when it's going to be like 85, 90 out here. I've got a window fan that I plan to keep on like this. It's got two functions. You can reverse it. So I'll probably use it to exhaust mostly. And then I also I keep an air purifier down here, and those all run off the system. But I'll turn those off so you can hear the noise a little more. So that's the noise most of the time. 1500 watts in or so, 2000 out. On a good day, I mean, I maxed out 2300 watts input yesterday. And I'll quickly show you my solar ground array as well. But this Nature's generator has been doing a great job. The only thing I would change about it, if there was a way to switch these switches with an app, that'd be great. I did set up a little webcam here so I can remotely keep an eye on the inputs. I usually use these guys. I've been using these smart switches. They're monostone. I actually use them in the Tuya app, Tuya, and I use this to actually AC charge my 1500. So when this maxes out and I'm like at work, I'll pop this smart switch on and I'll charge up the 1500 I have to about 100%. And then during the night, I'll DC output right here and I'll go back into the expansion battery. So I could trickle charge. I do that also with the 300, but it's so small that sometimes I don't bother. But yeah, that's the noise it mostly makes. I usually, like I said, I usually have this on, so my fan noises usually are louder than the actual system. I run a purifier, and then I do have another exhaust fan up here for hot air that I keep running. It's actually just 180 millimeters, big old CPU fan that does a lot of, I've got a little switch here, so this one up here can get really loud actually if I max it all the way. So I don't usually keep it that loud. I usually keep it somewhere in the center. And then I've been exhausting with both fans due to allergies here. I don't want to bring all the pollen in. This is my laundry room, so the dryer is always going to be louder than these systems. And I've got a small foldable fan on the roof that I leave out there, and that's what I actually plug in here. I leave that plugged into the E300 and that charges up. And then a lot of times, what I'll do is, I also have this in AC. If I need to charge this fast, I have another smart switch. The 300 only charges at a few hundred watts, so not usually a big deal. And then I also will do the 300. So here, I'll do this DC out. So when I really need to use all my spaces, 1500, 300, 3000, 3000, and another 3000. So I'm somewhere a little above 10. But basically these two systems can DC output to these two expansion batteries. And that way I can trickle charge 200 watts for, overnight to keep this going. But so that's the noise with my normal fan setup, purifier. The high pitched noise is probably the most annoying part. But like I said, it doesn't really bother me because I'm not out here very much unless I'm cleaning clothes or working on my very messy desk. So yeah, that's a quick overview. Today I'm actually not going to use a lot of power because I don't really need the AC on. I just turned them on for this example. So just going to post this to the group, give you guys an idea of the sound. And yeah.